Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TBO. Today's episode is the overdue Sandman review, or just discussion. I feel like these are more discussions than reviews.
Yeah, but we don't seem to actually criticize as much as just recap what actually happened.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's more like a discussion, just a discussion about the show, rather than reviewing it like properly. So maybe I'll just title them discussions.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate, to be honest with you.
But yeah, let's just talk about The Sandman. It's a DC property, which always confuses me.
Yeah, because it has Constantine in there and Lucifer, Morningstar as well, which are both DC.
And Superman turns up. Spoilers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh no, wait,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
another DC animated, DC live action show that came out this year.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's a long time ago I watched this show, but we had to postpone this for a week.
Hey, it's been a longer time than I watched this show,
That's
but we
just
wanted
true.
to talk about it.
I just got to remember what
'Cause I
happened.
watched this I watched this like a week after it came out because I was like, I want to watch it, but there's other stuff out, and this is quite long, and I want to watch it all in one big go. And then I ended up watching it in substantial parts because over the weekend that I was watching it, I had people around and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's got some strong episodes. I think it's got some weak episodes.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with the show as a whole is it's not very cohesive. There's a lot of the stories, they don't quite follow into each other.
Yeah, they don't feel like they mesh, and then they suddenly have to jam them all together at the end.
Yeah, it's weird because you feel like this show should be one of those shows that from each episode leads into another, right? But it doesn't play out like that. You have that one episode, I don't remember the episode name, where you go through back in time and you see him and his friend meeting every 100 years and he's waiting for him to want to kill himself. But that episode...
I like that episode.
I like the episode, but it doesn't fit in. It doesn't fit in with the rest of that show whatsoever. You can take the episode out, but I don't want to say it's a filler episode because it's a good episode.
Yeah, it's a really, it just shows, how, 100 years a man regrets it. He can lose everything just based on time. And then he still keeps on wanting to live. It's a nice, inspection of, human immortality. What keeps a human going? Why do they still want to live? Would they give it all up? They watch their family members die and everything like that.
But he keeps going. He loves it. He loves getting drunk in the pub and become a slave trader.
Yeah, that one was a bit... That was interesting. But then the dream guy goes, slavery is bad, and he goes, okay, I'll turn around. I won't punish. Because he basically explains that you've got the gift of immortality. What would happen if someone took away your enjoyment of life?
Yeah.
For their own servitude. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's bad.
Really?
I got kind of carried away with just being like, oh, everything's good for me.
Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of understand. I'm glad they talked about it because I think a lot of people at the time in a similar position probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
you just wouldn't have considered.
Yeah, you're trying to survive on your own, and if you can find a way to survive in that time, then that's how you'd survive.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I wouldn't know what I'd do in that situation if it was the norm and no one was questioning it. Then maybe.
Yeah, no one would. People will say now, they would never do that. But putting yourself in that situation, and you don't know what would happen. You don't know the peer pressure around you. You can say what you want, but there's this nature versus nurture argument.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the YouTube video of it's basically these two robbers, there's two kids and there's a mum, and then two burglars break in, hand the mum a gun, and go, shoot the least favorite kid. And then it's this big build up, and then she finally pulls the trigger at one of the kids, and then they pull off their masks and go, yeah, it was empty, and now you know, kid, that you're the least favorite. It's just those morality questions of what would you do in that situation, because you're gonna pick one. They'll either shoot you, or you can shoot one of your kids, or all of your family dies. It's which one's your least favorite?
There's a very similar scene in Rick and Morty where I think it was in Morty's Mind Blow episode where Morty lives through the memories that he chose to forget because of just really horrible things happen. And one of them was him and his sister were trapped and his mum had to choose. So the guy was like, all right, pick who you want to survive and who you want to kill. And she just straight up said, kill Morty. And no hesitation.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then the guy killing King was like, wow, that was heartless. I'm making you do this. And that's even more heartless than what I'm making you do.
Yeah, I love morality questions, and this show's got a lot of them. Because I like the episode where, like, because there's the one where he meets his sister Death, and you're like walking around, and it's just walking up and like talking about why Death continues to do what they do. But they're like, oh, it's because I'm there in their final moments, and they're scared, and if I'm there to comfort them, then who else is going to do that? That's a nice, like, twist on it, because I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then you get that guy who, at the beginning of it, was, like, running around, and she's like, I'll see you later, and then he comes back around, and then he gets hit by a car, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Because as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, God.
Well, I was like, oh, yeah, because this is based on a graphic novel or, like, a comic book line. And so people know most of what happens if they've read that. But I know nothing. Like, I knew nothing about this. I just went, oh, that looks cool. That looks like interesting, like, visuals and cool shit. And it's got a lot of cool visuals. Like, there's one scene where a raven flies through, like, a painting and then it slowly transitions into the modern world. And,
yeah,
like, that was cool. I like that sort of shit. But yeah, it was just like, oh, I didn't realize that was going to be Death. And then it was just like that old man sitting with a violin, and then she just turns and then he's standing there. And it's like, oh, you're deaf? Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
That's what I mean. Like, you got all these like little good episodes, but that episode also doesn't fit anywhere else in the overarching story.
Nah.
And
yeah, I feel like if...
go
on.
You got two different storylines as well. You got the first initial storyline of him gathering all his stuff. And then
because he gets captured in the first episode, and then
Yeah.
that's a very good episode. Like, that was very intriguing because I like that it's just set in one room, and he's just the main character never talks except for like narration.
because I started this on a plane, right? And I first started it when I was traveling to Barcelona, but I only watched about the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm not quite hooked yet. So I didn't do anything. But then on the way back, I had nothing else to watch, so I was like, oh, I'll watch it. I got nothing else to watch. But then by the end of the first episode, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, I want to keep watching this now.
Yeah, because it's very clever dialogue. It's just like a lot of like, why is this man just keeping this person trapped in a basement? Because it's like, oh yeah, I can get basically extended life, and I'm basically controlling, and I just want my son back, and I have my other son who I hate, but he had another son, and that son was like a disappointment to him, and then that son shot a raven.
That was so emotional as well, because you thought like the kid was kind of help Dream. I thought he just didn't.
Yeah, no, it's just, and then he just like, no, I'm gonna take control and keep you in this thing until eventually you stupidly walk on the circle. And your wheelchair scrapes the little enclosing. I was like, how the fuck has no one done that? Like, in the like 200 years.
Do you think the wheelchair guy did that on purpose?
Maybe, but like...
That was my first impression, because he looked at the circle and then looked back at Dream again. So I think he did that on purpose.
Well, the partner, not the guy in the wheelchair. Because the wheelchair guy gets...
The guy wheeling the wheelchair, the partner.
Yeah.
I think he did it on purpose, because I think there was a conversation beforehand where they were talking about, why did you keep doing this? Like, this is your obsession. Just live your life.
Yeah.
And then I think
why are you doing what your father did?
Yeah, I think the partner just broke the circle because he was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Because he didn't kill the partner, did he?
No, he just trapped the other guy in an endless dream.
Yeah.
Of nightmare. I'm like, that's such a cool power. Like, just being able to trap people in their own nightmares.
Because Dream isn't the protagonist in this story.
No, it's...
Rose.
Yeah.
Rose is the protagonist. Which I like.
Whose brother annoys the shit out of me. I really hate the brother. The brother's such a little... Oh, no. Wait, what?
Oh, that brother. The kid.
Yeah, the little girl's brother.
Oh, where's the superhero in his dreams?
That's fine, but like, that kid really annoyed me because just he did so many dumb things, and I know he's abused. Like, that was bad. Like,
yeah, honestly, I was so confused. Like, oh wait, this guy's actually abused. I thought this was like something else, but no.
Like, I liked the what was it? What's the other one? What's the thing that he gets rid of that's helping him in the dream for the child? What was the one? What was the? It was the because it's not their job.
What's
you know,
that?
the weird bluey spacey woman.
Oh, her. I don't remember her name. That's what you're asking.
But yeah, because it was what her job wasn't to do that. She was like, she was a nightmare or something.
She's a nightmare. So her job was to scare everyone else.
Yeah, and then show them the light, but she was going against it.
I'm currently looking.
Yeah, no, it was her. It was despair.
No, despair is despair is the other child of the endless.
Really?
Yeah, just despair is the one I caused the vortex. I made the vortex into Rose.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on with the grandmother, and then they kind of just rushed through that because there was at the beginning you had that girl get trapped in a coma forever because of Dream being lost, and
Yeah.
she is meant to be the vortex, but then because she's in a coma, she gets pregnant somehow. I can't remember if that was
Despair
dodgy.
impregnates her.
Oh right, yeah, that's how creepy to do it to an unconscious body.
Yeah, well, Despair is definitely an antagonist in this story.
Yeah, and then they create the vortex, which then skips a generation.
Also, very quickly, the woman's name was Gort.
Oh, right, okay. Cool. And then, what else? It skips a generation somehow, right?
Yeah, no one knows how. Honestly, the
No,
explanation
because
for all
it's meant
this-
to be every, 2 generations or something.
It's every
isn't it?
1,000
Or,
years.
Yeah.
That's not every
but
2
it
generations.
skipped...
Was every
I
100
don't
years?
know. Who knows? It's a lot of... It's weird. It somehow then turns as a little girl who then kind of annoyed me, kind of didn't annoy me.
Who, Rose?
Yeah. Again, they do stupid decisions. And I don't get the whole weird, why not just book an Airbnb? I guess it was an Airbnb? The weird,
hotel?
attraction house. Yeah, the weird hotel thing. I was like, why are you booking this? This is a weird amalgamation of people.
Yeah, that
That
was
for some
strange.
reason are very, very friendly and willing to help and drop everything for the moment's notice.
also that one dream was so weird. Where there's a guy watching himself in drag,
Oh yeah.
and then
But
he
he
just
was-
took off his face in drag as well.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the
Well,
hell
that
is
was
happening
bec-
here?
Yeah, because it was a nightmare. That's his nightmare. It's like he's he's not on stage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I also love the Corinthian design.
Oh, what the just guy and then sunglasses and then you take the sunglasses off and it's 2 mouths.
Yeah, and it just starts eating the eyes of those mouths.
Yeah. That's a good villain. I like that villain. I'm so sad that they just kind of go, yeah, I'm here now. You're dead. It's like, oh.
Well, I
They do
think
it at the beginning.
I think there'll be another Corinthian. That's what it seems like it's going to make.
Well, he's building more because he said that it wasn't the way he wanted it to work. Because he created the Corinthian and he could take the Corinthian away, and he was going to do that in the beginning, and then he gets trapped. Which I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because they were meant to be trapping Death, his sister,
Yes.
and then they got Dream somehow, and I think that's probably because Desire did that.
Yeah, Desire wanted Dream captured.
Yeah.
To be fair, we didn't see all the siblings, did we? We only saw Death, Dream, Despair, and what's the other one we saw? Was it
Were
Despair?
they siblings? Yeah, but were they siblings? I thought it was only the 3 siblings,
No, there's more.
and then the others.
There's more.
Uh,
So they're all beginning
I like
with D.
the episode.
That's the trick.
Dick.
No, I think it was Despair.
Well, we saw Despair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so yeah, the fat chick was Despair. Sorry, I shouldn't say fat chick. Probably shouldn't have said that.
I don't even know who you're referring to when you say fat chick.
Do you not know Despair? Like the one. Not so-
Oh, the other. Yeah, no, I know it. The blonde one. That's
Yeah.
like that. The little underling sort of. That one.
Yeah.
The other. Yeah. Okay. No, I get you. Yeah. no,
There's also
that's-
other
I
ones
didn't.
as well. You've also got Destruction, Destiny, and Delirium.
Yeah.
So do
I
you know
feel
that
like-
gallery where you see all the artifacts? I think that's all the
Yeah,
siblings.
yeah, because they all have communication with each other through those objects in the galleries, and then because Dream's gone, they don't have communication, but they don't go looking because they all keep to themselves because they can't run, they can't step out their own boundaries, which is why he has to be invited. Basically.
Yeah, he has to be invited, but they can still go to the waking world though.
yeah,
They
because
just
they
choose
all have
not
a
to.
job.
They just didn't want to help him out, which is why he was pissed off. But you find out that's because he was sort of like the outcast of the family.
Yeah, he's not. His only real friend is like close relative is Death.
Yeah,
Because they seem to have a good relationship. Because they both understand what they're... Well, Dream is kind of debating what his job's meant to be. Because it's like, do I actually interfere and do I fix this and stuff like that? And she's like, how do you keep sympathy for the humans even though they treat you like dirt and hate you and whatnot? And the same with him. Because his whole thing is he got trapped for 200 years and he hates them now. And it's him learning to like them again and actually want to do his job properly and carry on, even though his raven got killed. He got trapped for 200 years in the dreaming basically destroyed itself and all of his creations left.
yeah. And then the only one who remained was the librarian.
Yeah, and then he starts burning that bridge as well. Eventually, he realizes that he needs them, and it's like, oh, he was a dictator basically. He wasn't like
Yes. But it seems
And it's
that now
Himmler.
he doesn't care so much. He just wants to be making the things, but he's leaving. I don't remember her name. Is it Lila?
I think so, yeah. It's like we'll just refer to the
Lila?
librarian. We'll just refer to them as the librarian. Lila, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, Lucienne. It was Lucienne.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lila was the woman.
Lila's yeah.
She was the friend of Rose.
Oh yeah. Her weird subplot with her dead husband and then fucking in the dreams and getting a baby and then that baby being real, which was because the dreaming's realities
Was
were
because
coming closer to
that guy wasn't a dream. He was a ghost.
Yeah, but he was. I think he was. Yeah, because he hadn't left the mortal. Well, he hadn't
so
left.
It was a ghost that went to live in the dream world, but he's not supposed to.
Because
live in the
there
dream
was
world.
because there was no like body observing or like running it because like he got in there.
Yeah, but yeah, he's supposed to be in the. I can't remember what it's called. The place.
He's basically meant to be in. Yeah, he's meant to be in hell or heaven or whatever the fuck it is. And it's not good to be attached to the dead. And also Morpheus is gonna 100% take that baby.
Yeah, at some point. To be fair, suppose there's there's actually a successor to Morpheus in the comics.
Well, yeah, it's Neo.
So bad, so bad. No, it's Daniel Hall. Apparently, he's a successor to Morpheus.
Well, maybe that's the kid's name.
That's what I'm saying. It might be the kid.
Yeah. I just found the whole weird subplot where it's like, oh yeah, I like just sleeping and fucking my dead husband
Yeah, that's mad.
in this horrible, weird, modern thing in the middle of nowhere where if you were actually to live there, it'd be really fucking difficult to get food and like day-to-day supplies. Like imagine that, it's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and you're just like, oh yeah, where do I get toilet paper from? Where do I go to get like food? I'd have to do like a 4-hour drive just into the city just to get some food.
If this Wikipedia is correct based on the books, it's actually the TV show is very similar to it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think they changed some of the genders and stuff of characters and races.
Well, so Desire is so Despair and Desire are supposedly twins,
Yep.
and Desire
It could be a situation, though, like in Bullet Train, where they're twins.
Yeah. But I think Desire, apparently Desire is doesn't have a gender.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which now makes sense. I didn't realize that, but yeah.
Also, twins can look different. I just remembered that.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, and you can have different genders.
I was just like, wait, what? Yeah, wait, what? Why the fuck am I going? Is it fraternal twins that are the same?
I call them identical twins, but
Yeah, but is fraternals either the diff? I don't know.
I've
Identical
never heard of
twins, but-
fraternal in my life, so I don't know what that means.
Well, it's just like genetic twins, but like different. Fraternal.
Well, identical twins is when the egg or the fetus splits in two.
Dysotic results from the fertilization of two separate eggs. Yeah, so two fraternal is separate, different eggs.
Yeah, okay. that
And
makes
then
sense.
identical twins are identical.
Yeah.
So fraternal is 2 eggs. Identical is 1 egg splits in 2.
Oh, apparently Delirium and
Go.
Delight are the same one, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Did not know that.
Where's the episode? 24/7 is the one where the
That is such a weird
illegitimate.
episode.
I love that episode. That's my favorite episode, just because it's so fucking tense. Like,
Yeah, you're always on edge.
yeah, like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen because there's just people talking, and then it's the same dialogue, but it just gets more and more like twisted, and then this dude like the chef just basically goes, "Yeah, I won't fuck you. I'm fucking your son," and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And then everyone just starts fucking. It's great.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was so confusing. I was like, "What is happening?" And then Dream walks in and goes, "You're not meant for this. Like, you missed the point.
Yeah.
These are dreams. They're not."
Yeah, these aren't people, like, you can't, like, control people. These are just things to keep people to believe and, like, actually want to keep going. But these aren't actually what people want to do.
Yeah.
These are just things that keep people going, I think is the messaging. But these aren't, like, what people actually want because it will result in just bad things. Like, people choose not to do it to help protect other people, basically.
Also, I realized when watching that, I know you hate the show, but Big Mouth, there's a character called Shame Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And that old guy, I can't remember his name, but he's in Big Mouth, and the Shame Wizard character actually looks exactly like him. I didn't realize that.
What, the son of the illegitimate guy
Yes.
who captured? Oh, Yeah, he's also in Harry Potter.
Yes, he is. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't realize it looks exactly the same. So that was just a little nugget thing. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
How does... Yeah, he gets trapped in a dream, doesn't he?
I don't remember. I know Morpheus puts him back in his cell.
I was really expecting his mum to just be killed by that amulet thing. And that amulet thing just goes away. Who does he give it? You know, the amulet... Oh, because he gives it to the...
the other woman.
The lady in the car who's, like, nice to him and drives him because he kidnapped her, basically, and then suddenly reveals that he's a murderer, and she's like, oh, God. And then he's like, oh, you're genuinely honest and actually not, like, lying. You're just scared or whatever. That was an intense... That dude's just intense. Like, it was just an intense thing.
Yeah, everything with him... But that's what I mean, like, once again, about cohesiveness. That everything before that moment is so different from the rest of the series.
Yeah, but it's good though.
Like there's no continuity really from.
But if you want to go like really out there, the last episodes are just weird.
Yeah, because
one's just
it's a cartoon.
One's a cat, like a tale of a cat, which then has it revealed that if 1,000 cats dream of taking over humanity, they'll take over humanity because the humans dreamed it more. Yeah. And so this cat's got to go on a mission to get at least 1,000 cats to believe in dreaming. And then the little cat goes, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then that could be the thing that causes everything. And then the other one is like his ex-wife is being basically abused to make people write famous stories. I found that really fucking creepy. Like the just desperation on that dude. Richard Maddox.
So on their Wikipedia, apparently you can see how each episode adopted from the actual comics as well.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, so each of these...
yeah, adapted Collectors 14 and 16 Lost Hearts. Yeah, I do feel the final episode is kind of the weakest, where it's kind of like the conclusion of everything.
Yeah, I really wanted to see the other stuff beforehand because it wasn't cohesive leading up. So I thought, oh, maybe it all, combine at the end. But it didn't.
Well, it kind of wraps up for the Coryphean because they go to that weird serial killer.
Yeah, that was also so weird. Cool.
That weird. Yeah. Again, a bunch of murderers and it's a cereal convention and the stupid kid goes, where's all the cereal? And it's just like, wow. Yep, that's how it works. I think they do spell it with a C, though, don't they?
They do, yeah. Because they need to make sure it doesn't actually look like a serial killer convention.
Yeah.
And then you got that, the nonce who likes...
The pedo, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that kid's so dumb. That dude is like 100% the thing you tell your kid. But then again, he's abused.
He was abused and probably didn't learn all this stuff, so...
No. I feel so bad for that woman who's married to that dude who was the abuser. Because she's like just terrified every single
killed as well.
Oh, yeah, she does, because the Coryphean does just come and murder everyone and then goes, hey, kid, I didn't do this, but yeah, come with me.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah. And the kid's just like, yeah, fuck it. I haven't got anything better to do.
Well, the kid is like, I'm out of here. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, the ending just kind of happens. It's like the Coryphean in the last episode when he's at the convention gets taken away because they're like fighting and she's like, no, I'll make my own path. And then they're like, well, my plan for her didn't work and oh, you're here, so I'll just accept death.
Yeah.
And he's like, because he basically, I think, because the philosophy is that the Coryphean wasn't doing the job that he was meant to do. He was meant to not make them hate. Like he was meant to do something else. I can't remember what he was meant to do. But his ultimate thing was he kind of like inspired all these serial killers, whereas they're not meant to act out those sort of things. And he was encouraging them and twisting them and making them murderers, whereas his intention was to make them happier and pure and not think those things, basically, I think was the...
Yeah, to scare them
I think the Coryphean... Yeah, he was meant to scare them. He was indulging them. That was the difference, I think.
But then what Dream did afterwards, where it basically just flipped all the serial killers and made them feel...
And made them actually feel what all of their victims felt and all of that was cool. And then they just basically a bunch of people just pulling out guns and shooting themselves.
Or going to arrest themselves or turn themselves in.
Yeah, or turning... Yeah, and then just like... Yeah, that was good. I like that. But yeah, and then... So that's the second to last episode is the thing. And then the pedo tries to get the kid. And it's all just weird. And yeah, so Rose decides that she doesn't want to work for either of them, or like believes in either of their ideals. And then she kind of starts collapsing the world, and all of her friends' dreams start merging together, and she starts creating the vortex. And then the grandma basically goes, "Oh yeah, I'm here now. I'm relevant to the plot again. How did I get into the library where the Lucian, or whatever her name is here?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, who are you?" And then it turns out that she's the vortex, or meant to be the vortex. And so they just transfer the vortex to her, and then she dies.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, cool. And now you inherit this old lady's fortune, I guess."
Yeah, that's true. Something else I want to bring up is the original comics were written by Neil Gaiman,
Yes.
who is, I think he's a fantastic writer.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's very good
does
at doing so many things. So he did Coraline, the creepy.
Yes, yeah.
That honestly, I looked at it the other day and I was like, yeah, that film terrified me as a child.
He did American Gods as well.
And Good Omens.
Yeah.
It's also good as well.
Never. He does a lot of like comics and stuff like that. He's like done a lot of
Yeah, and he
famous.
does a lot of like writing for episodes as well. And it's always my biggest regret in Doctor Who. He had a 2-part episode and they cut it down to 1 part.
Mm.
And I would love to see what it would have been like. But yeah, I actually do rate him quite a bit. He's very good at making these sort of uncomfortable situations.
Yeah. He seems like a decent bloke on Twitter, because whenever someone was like, "Why have they changed the gender?" he's like, "It doesn't fucking matter. It's a story."
Yeah.
It's just like, cool. I wrote it at a time where this wasn't a thing, and now it's a thing. So yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. Get over it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to approach things. Just because you write it one way doesn't mean it can't be adapted another way. It's like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think that's most of it. I think the music's very good. It's got 2 very good songs that I really enjoyed. One's the... where is it? I'll find them, because I listened to them quite a bit after. I think the main one was Desire, because it's got a really nice bass drop, which I was like, I never really care about bass drops, but then it was just like, oh, that was really good.
Also, visually as well, it was stunning.
Yes, yeah, no, it's like the most interesting thing Netflix has done in terms of like live action.
Wow,
visual.
That's a they've done a lot.
Name another for what, like actually interesting visuals for a live action Netflix. Name them.
Umbrella Academy.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's many things you haven't seen.
I guess Stranger Things.
Stranger Things as well.
I still stand by it.
There's many things they've done.
It's the only thing that managed to grab my attention, because I was like, oh, Stranger Things looks terrible and Umbrella Academy looks fine. So, hey, look. Where's the song? Yes, it does. Play this.
Yeah, they've done a lot of things.
Nah, this one's the most visually interesting. Even though it kind of falls apart at the end, but hey, look. Desire by Bob Moses and Skeletons by Brothers Osborne.
What's that?
Skeletons by Brother Osborne.
Oh, the songs.
Yeah, and then Desire by Bob Moses. Those were 2 good songs that I liked, that I kept listening to after this came out. Because I was just like... Also, apparently the budget was $15 million per episode, which is just crazy. Because that's more like than what Disney pays for their episode.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it looks like it. I can see it.
Yeah, maybe Disney should be paying $15 million per episode rather than whatever they're paying for She-Hulk.
Oh, and another good visual thing I would say is Squid Game. I know you're not seeing it, but the visuals are not.
Yeah, but that's not a Netflix. That's a Netflix original, but that was not created by Netflix. That was just Netflix acquiring it.
Yeah, maybe, but it still looked good though.
Yeah.
I think that was more part of the Netflix, though.
Yeah, and Mr. Beast created it in real life. So hey, look, what are you going to judge it? What are you going to base which one on?
And you got Black Mirror as well.
Again, was a BBC thing, wasn't it?
Channel 4.
Yeah, Channel 4.
And The
Crown,
they
just acquire.
Witcher.
The Queen hated, apparently.
Oh yeah.
And they stopped production on it because of the Queen's death. Because they didn't want spoilers. Yeah, they have to kill the Queen now. They just got to go snap her neck.
I would agree. It's definitely one of the best things Netflix has done visually.
Again, it was one of the only things that's managed to drag me back to Netflix's live action stuff for TV. Because I had a massive break between... And then The Man vs. Bee and this have brought me back.
The things I most watch on Netflix is crime documentaries.
I mostly watch animation. Because it seems to be the only place to get good animation.
Yeah.
Which is annoying.
That's the 2 things Netflix has going for me. The live actions, some of them.
But then, Netflix is apparently dropping its animation budget, which just makes me go, "Oh, what the fuck?" So,
as long as they keep Arcane and Inside Job, I'll be happy.
And Castlevania.
I don't care about that one.
I care about it though, and I'm getting a new Castlevania series sometime in the future, maybe this year, where it's their son, and I'm gonna force you to watch it so we can do more fucking content.
Do we know?
But yeah, that's. No, go on.
I was going to say, do we know?
This
if
is
season-
definitely greenlit for a yeah, it's definitely greenlit for a season 2. I think.
That's good. What would you like to see in season 2?
Well, it set up the devil invading the dream
Yes,
world.
we
or
didn't talk
something.
about it. We haven't talked about that yet.
No, we didn't talk about the episode of the devil one. I like that episode because it's like, I don't like the weird psyche animal battle thing where I know that it's because the devil would absolutely destroy him. Because he literally states it, the devil was way more powerful than me
Yeah.
because it's the devil, whereas I'm just a guy who can control dreams.
But at the same time, I don't really understand. Like, surely you just say something, and then like they're the
I
biggest
think
thing, and then
it's yeah, but I think it's just a game of like you say something and then you got to counteract that, but you can't go too big. I think you have to keep it within. And then how do you beat that? And then you go blah, 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 blah. I'm sure it's more defined in like the book or whatever it is. But yeah,
Maybe.
it's just like, what are you? I'm Hope. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, stop being Star Wars. We've heard enough about Hope. We don't need Hope anymore.
If I'm honest, I'm not a too big a fan of the Lucifer Morningstar in this.
I think it was fun.
I think it was fine, but I
like that weird goblin guy that actually had his
yes, and I liked Mazikeen as well.
oh yeah, the girl with the half face thing.
Yeah, it's because I've seen Lucifer, right? Because it's the same thing. It's just this is them recast.
Yeah.
But I don't. I got a point about being a chick, but I don't think that is maybe not be the right actor or actress. I think it needs to be.
I think she
someone-
was good.
I think it needs to be someone who's more charismatic and more attention grabbing in the screen.
Maybe we'll have to see season 2 to see if they
And I felt like
have.
the movements were too robust. There wasn't like a lot of flair to it. It was just quite static, which I wasn't a great fan of. I think I'd prefer a lot. I suppose because I've seen Lucifer, where
Yeah, I've
Tom
watched
Ellis is
Lucifer.
very charismatic and sort
Fair
of just drags attention. I would have preferred
Doesn't
to
Netflix
have...
own Lucifer now? Because it was Amazon, right? And then Amazon
No, it wasn't
dropped
Amazon.
it.
It was someone in America, I think, a studio in America.
Yeah, but I swear it was on
No,
Amazon.
Amazon had it.
Yeah, and then Amazon dropped it, right?
Amazon
'Cause it was an
dropped
Amazon.
it.
Yeah, but it was an Amazon original.
No, it wasn't Amazon original. So in the US, Netflix it had Lucifer first 3 seasons, but over here it was Amazon who had the first 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's been the Sandman and Lucifer, I guess,
Yeah.
in the last couple minutes.
Oh, very quickly, 'cause I brought up about I want to see season 2. I want to see that dead guy, well, not the immortal. Can't remember his name.
Corinthian?
No, the immortal. The immortal.
Oh, the immortal friend.
I want to see
Yeah,
him come
the guy.
back because I feel like that thread is
Well, you have to wait 100 years, Dan, because they only friends every 100 years.
no, because he's now admitted he's a friend, right? So it's just different. So I want to see him come back, and I also want to see Jenna Coleman
Yeah, but they only.
and as Joanna Constantine back.
Oh yeah, I liked her. She was good. I think that's the
love
only
Jenna
thing I've
Coleman.
seen
She's
her.
so good.
Yeah, she's a good Constantine, as
Oh,
they
I
say in
hate
the
that.
show, and
I
it
hate
drives
it.
me mad every time.
I don't
It's
care.
like
I'm saying Constantine. Actually, I love the
Yeah.
CW. They made a joke about that.
the what?
The CW, when they did Crisis
Oh,
on
right.
Infinite Earths, they had John Constantine visit Lucifer, and then Lucifer went, "See you later, Constantine," and then he went Constantine, and then a bit bad, just a joke about that. And then Lucifer just went,
Hilarious.
"Haha, I don't care."
Yeah, no, it's a fair debate,
Yeah,
but it just every time they said Tyne, I was like,
it's
Okay.
teen, it's teen.
Constantine. It's like when people say Frankenstein rather than Stein. It's like, God, get it
But
right.
to be fair, it's the same spelling.
Yeah, but it.
You
The
can't-
reason, yeah, but you don't say Frankenstein.
That's
you
true,
say
you say
Frankenstein.
So
Yeah,
it shouldn't be-
that's the whole joke.
So maybe it should be Constantine. But
Maybe.
yeah, to be fair, it makes no sense in English. We say scone and scone, so who knows?
I don't say scone. I don't say scod. I say scaboon.
Ah, you want a skaboon?
I want a scaboon.
Ah, a skaboon.
Skiboon.
But that's it. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, no, that's the show. I hope you enjoyed. Watch it. It was
discussion.
good. Yes, our discussion. It was good. I liked it, and you liked it, and everyone liked it.
And hopefully we'll be able to watch season 2.
Yes.
If Russia doesn't nuke us all and kill us all, so.
Or we get trapped in everlasting dreams.
Or we get, yeah.
Goodbye.
See you later.